Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. Now, as you might have heard, I also have a sub-channel for gaming. It kind of makes sense considering I like horror, action, science fiction movies, and video games. And therefore, we can all determine from that, I am a psychopathic ticking time bomb, ready to go off at any moment. At least that's what the narrative was 20 years ago in the mid-90s. Before that, the accusation was horror movies and games led to Satanism. They knew better than that in the 90s. Such things led to murder, of course! As movies tend to reflect the ideas of the time they were made in, it should come as no surprise that a horror movie based around this concept was made. Brainscan. Now, it's not based around those fears in a reefer madness or mazes and monsters kind of way where it's trying to peddle this bullshit like it's serious. It's more taking the fears of the time as a hook to bring the audience in and believe in a situation that, unlike the norm, video games do lead to murder and fear spread across a small American town. Starring Edward Furlong, Brainscan has horror in games in a not-too-distant future setting, but people who think they are morally wrong are depicted in a pretty negative light. The horror comes in one specific game utilizing never-before-used technology to create a game more real than real. A game called Brainscan. And no, this movie was not available in Blu-ray. Fuck, the DVD's only in 388p. Who cares? This video is going to be in fucking 4K, how about that? So, let's take a look at Brainscan and see just how many video game references I can squeeze into this review. There we go. The opening is a bit disconnected as we jump between a child in an emergency room, a car wreck, and dog meat running around, which I still don't know what it's supposed to signify. Nevertheless, as we could have guessed, the child in the hospital was the same one from the car wreck, but oh no. Not everyone survived. Establishing first thing that his mother died horribly in a car wreck that scarred him for life, emotionally and physically, and is not relevant to the plot whatsoever. Well, the physical scars kind of are, just, cause some things later on, but his mother dying there's really no point to it. But it was all just a dream! That being a dream of things that actually happened, but it's the excuse this movie takes to fast forward to present time, or future time, with all those future conveniences like televisions glued to landline telephones and Franken-Siri.
Kyle is calling, Master.
Hello?
Oh, great. Means I'm gonna have to introduce these characters. Our protagonist is Michael, played by Edward Furlong, best known as John Connor in Terminator 2. His friend Kyle, played by James Marsh, is an idiot. And that's like his only character trait.
Dude, man, it's interactive CD-ROM.
He's like the embodiment of an Atari Jaguar commercial. It's like, but man, it's like 64 bits! His purpose in this scene is to goad Michael into ordering the latest and greatest horror video experience, Brainscan, a game so revolutionary and dangerous. It's only available via mail order from Fangora magazine.
It's interactive, dude. You're in the game, man. You're in control.
It was like a typical conversation between me and my co-writer.
Fuck you.
Well, in any case, it's actually kind of refreshing to see a gamer depicted as stupid and useless again and not some psychopathic, predatory monster. Spoke too soon! This very abruptly, awkwardly, and quite disturbingly introduces Michael's love interest, Kimberly, played by Amy Hargraves. Also, don't worry, even though she's like 16 or 17 in the script, the actress was actually 24 when this movie was made. After establishing he likes her, but is too socially awkward and doesn't know how to tell her that he records private fat material through her window, we say, fuck it, let's get this movie's plot going somewhere. Thus, Michael calls up the number to order Brainscan.
It's the most frightening experience you'll ever have the displeasure of coming into contact with.
Sure it is. Look, I've played them all.
Seriously, Brainscan, man, have you ever seen Alien Isolation? Or if you want ironically horrifying, Alien Origin?
How do you really expect me to believe
Okay, how the hell did they do that? It's never explained! How fucking wonderful. Instead, we just jump over to high school horror class, which, despite being known of and okayed by the school board, the principal, Dr. Fromberg, played by David Hemblem, has had enough of it.
What exactly was that?
Some public domain shit that producers could just throw into the movie and have no worries about having to pay royalties over it? As our protagonist is the organizer of the horror club, and this guy doesn't like it, for some reason, he brings the kid to his office.
Don't you see?
Senseless violence is not entertainment.
Dude, I make a living off this shit.
I guess it's kind of an escape.
Like lighting up a marijuana cigarette and escaping the real world,
Yeah, and just as harmless.
Like watching a pornographic sex film, getting an erection, and raping someone? Is that what you mean?
Dude, you need to get laid. Preferably while toked out of your ass during a Hellraiser marathon.
Consider the horror club banned.
Hey.
Banned.
But freedom! Banned! But dog meat needs me! Get out! By banned, though, he means that he will personally watch any movie or play any game that Michael intends to feature. Only with his approval will the horror club continue. So, yeah, pretty much banned. On his way home to sulk, he runs into something to remind us all that his mother is dead. That's why I need the horror club. After Mom died, I was raised by wolves. Dances with wolves specifically. This incident introduces Detective Hayden, played by Frank Langella. That's pretty much it, so Michael leaves without incident. Upon returning home, we find that the supernatural is already in play, as despite ordering the game yesterday afternoon, the package has already arrived.
I don't order this.
Yeah, you did. Or if you want to go technically, you never spoke the words, "Send me Brainscan," you can't deny that this happened.
The first installment will arrive soon. Enjoy the ride.
The fuck did you think he was talking about? Banking obligations? You'd think the horror and gaming guru wouldn't waste any time ripping into the hottest new game on the market, but he's got to establish that his daddy is away on business, explaining why he is all alone in the house.
I'll be back in a few days. I know I said it would be sooner, but I'm sorry.
Never makes an appearance or is even brought up again for the rest of the movie. But hey, this gives Mike plenty of time to dig into Brainscan, or sulk and angrily look out the window at the party going on next door at Kimberly's house. But I'm not invited.
Mike, come on!
I'm not invited.
Mike, we got beer somehow. We're 16, but hey...
I said I'm not invited! Now that most of the day has been wasted, Michael finally takes the time to load the CD cartridge, the game into the nondescript computer box and play some Brainscan.
Listen carefully. For the next 2 hours, you're going to experience mind program entry. That's a powerful force, not unlike hypnosis, transmitted through the television's blanking signal.
And the CPSC okayed this?
One final detail. You must think like a killer. Cover up any clues. Leave no witnesses, no evidence.
Ah, so he's pretty much playing Hitman. With that, he launches into the game, which at first looks like atmosphere, but quickly changes up to something a bit more in-depth.
The gate. The gate. On the right. That's it. That's it. Inside.
But still has one of those fucking annoying-ass tutorials that thinks the player has the cognitive fortitude of algae. The game has decent graphics, but no difficulty to speak of. It just break in the house with no alarm and kill the one guy completely alone, sleeping.
Do it.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Do it.
Eventually, Mike gets the nerve, stabbing the ever-loving fuck out of mission objective, while Jonesy gives a brief cameo as the silent witness. If you ask me, the murder does anything but leave no trail and no evidence, especially considering the tutorial orders Mike to take a foot for the road. But hey, he passes the level. Good on him! Now that's what I call force feedback. Cody, that's just too far!
Fuck you!
Celebrating his victory in single-player gaming, Michael blasts his stereo in an attempt to drown out the party. It seems pretty stupid, but never mind. He gets to talk about how awesome a game this was with his best friend, Kyle.
My hands were shaking too. It was sick.
See, I told you, man. I told you it would blow your mind.
Aw, it's Baby's first mission in Hotline Miami. Naturally, Kyle actually wants to play the game he's convinced Mike to get in the first place, but Mike is a selfish cunt.
I know. I just want to play it a couple more times, and then I promise you'll get it.
This can't places Brainscan, but first this places Brainscan. Miss precious Brainscan. This selfish behavior does not go rewarded, as Brainscan is one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Or at least it's programmed that way.
Shit.
Have you tried blowing on it? Without Brainscan, there is not one game or movie worth enjoying left, so Mike breaks down and walks next door to find out if he can get in one of those weird relationship things with Kimberly. Problem is, before she can come down to say hi, he notices there's some familiar murder on the local news.
Can you tell Kim that I'll stop by later? I have to go.
I know this might seem a little suspect, but I left the cat on. I gotta running. Bye! Once he returns home, Mike is horrified to find that the local murder ties eerily close to the game scenario he just played. So he runs out towards the scene of the crime, inside the police line, and back into Detective Hayden.
You following me?
Damn it, Furlong, that's your answer to everything. But Mike has to be in 12 places at once to establish all these things, so he runs back home to make sure he stays one step ahead. Damn it, didn't even come with chili this time. To solidify the fact that yes, all this bullshit is really happening and is connected to the game gains sentience. And fucking... Billy Idol, is that you? Maybe not, but either way, this is the best damn character in the whole movie by a large margin. Trickster, played by T. Ryder Smith.
Michael, don't you have anything good? Never leave home without it.
This man comes off like a mix between Howie Mandel in Little Monsters and Freddy Krueger. And holy fuck did this movie need some entertainment factor.
Just doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't have to make sense.
It's psychological horror. Didn't you get the memo? Trickster's role here is to pretty much force Mike's hand, making sure he continues the game, and has fun with the mission objective for level 2.
You must eliminate the witness.
The cat. Kill Jonesy. The reason Eddie Furlong can't just kill him is because he's a modern video game character and therefore has ridiculously OP regenerating health.
But... no country western music, please. Every man has his limits.
Instantly, this character has garnered my love and attention. Michael has had over 30 minutes to establish that he's likable at all and has yet to do so. Damn it, come back! Come back, Kruger Mandel! Please, don't leave me alone with Michael. Fucking hell. Well, instead of just starting up level 2, Michael decides it's time to put his best foot forward, and thus gets the frozen foot that's starting to stink up the place out of the house. Why he doesn't just chuck it into an ant bin and let nature take its course, I don't know, but Mike strangely wants to leave as big a trail as possible when destroying evidence, going out during the day instead of under the cover of night, and running into dog meat.
Hey, wait a minute!
Wait a minute for what? You were trying to get rid of it, weren't you? They really can't trace it back to you or the dog. What are they going to do, have the dog be interviewed by a sketch artist? Because Michael is an idiot, that's why. Therefore, he must beg for the return of the dead man's foot.
I'll never ask you for anything else again, okay? Just give me the foot.
God damn it, it doesn't even make sense if you think of it in terms of spare parts. It's Mike's knee that's fucked up. After all is said and done, he gets the foot back, buries it, or does something else that can probably be traced back to him, then removes all traces of murder from his clothes, not with a wash and bleach, but immolation.
Hey, dude!
Oh, Kyle, thanks so much for showing up. I need to get rid of you two. Please step inside the wood chipper. Actually, Kyle wants to play that game Michael's got, but he refuses to hand it over, without bothering to explain why, and just comes off like a douche. You know, as usual.
If you just want to be a jerk-off about it, just say it. Just say so. That's all.
Bye, Kyle.
Oh wait, please, come back real quick. I still do need help with the wood chipper.
Fuck you.
It's too late for that, but it's not too late to find out that the socially awkward Michael's love interest is also socially awkward, but just the same has no problem showing up to his house to bring him his homework and mail, because social awkwardness in movies is selective. Oh my god! Brainscan 2! With blast processing! Before she can help and risk them actually forming a relationship, he shoos her from his personal mansion and films a Smash My Brainscan video in hopes of it going viral. However, this does little to end his nightmare.
I'm back.
Yay! Michael goes over how he doesn't have the disc, so he can't play it. But the problem with this plan is that the game is in fact manufactured out of Trickster's ass.
Play it.
Come to think of it, Why doesn't Steam or a Steam-like service exist in future land of magical landline telephones with televisions attached to them? I suppose that would have been too far-fetched, so Trickster just teleports his way out of there, and Michael gets an idea. This time, he's going to film a Let's Play of Brainscan for all them PewDiePie monies. Problem is, it turns out that Edward Furlong isn't nearly as charismatic with the camera.
What? Wait a minute. I sat there. I swear to God I didn't leave.
Please don't go into Blair Witch 2 territory, movie. One shitty idea at a time. Besides, last time you went into someone else's house and killed them. Why would you expect different this time? It's a frickin' sequel, not a movie tie-in from Uwe Boll. Thing is, he doesn't remember what he did, but has a horrifying clue. Oh, his necklace thing that really didn't establish earlier. Yeah, it probably would have been a little more telling if you found his douchey face. Though he should know well by now that Kyle is dead, he calls up Kyle's home in a frenzy just the same. Predictably.
Who is this?
Hi, this is Michael. I think I killed my friend Kyle. Can you confirm this? I really don't want to have to walk all the way down there. I have a bad knee. Hearing the detective's voice, Michael clams up, leaving them questioning who that was. Except when you take into account they could easily trace it. Or hell, the fact that they already established that caller ID is a very prominent part of this world. Excuse me. Let's get back to something more entertaining. No, not awkward paper dolls pretending to have emotions. Trickster! He points out that while Kyle didn't see the crime, knowing things about Michael was a good enough reason to cut that loose end.
Kyle was my only friend.
And you pissed him off. Nice going, Michael. Got anything to eat?
You carry this movie. This is only the third scene you're in, but you carry this movie. You're like that annoying kid on Xbox Live yelling faggot into his microphone, but likable. How the fuck did you do that? Forever trying to make things worse for himself, Michael tells Trickster he's going to tell the cops that he killed people. Is he really this stupid?
Trust me, Michael. If you want this to end, don't answer the door.
Get off my back.
Hold on a minute. Trickster's gotten you into a shitty situation, granted, but now he's trying to get you out of it. And granted, not everything he has said has been 100% correct, like, I can kill your friend, but all the other stuff has been pretty much true. He hasn't lied yet, so why the fuck are you choosing now to not listen to him? Like the fucking dumbass he is, Michael answers the door for Hayden.
Michael Brown?
Oh, get the police away from him now! Oh, it's Brower. It just sounded like... never mind. He lets them inside where they give him the rundown of their investigation into Kyle's murder. Specifically what the rest of the kids think of Michael.
What was that word they used, Sergeant?
Oh, dipshit, cunt, asshole, the normal stuff.
How do you spend your free time, Michael?
Masturbating. Now leave me alone! That's enough to get them to back off, but not to shake their suspicions, which proves Trickster was right, and it's not like Michael wants to befriend him anytime soon.
You see today's paper?
Does this mean that Brainscan exists within the Star Wars universe? Because I'll accept that as long as it means Trickster's in Episode 7. Trickster goes over how the pointless Kimberly scene earlier was actually her getting an exclusive interview for the newspaper, which is also pointless, but sets Mike into a frenzy, meaning Trickster can show that not only can he form the game discs from himself, but others as well.
Play it, Michael.
You've got plenty of experience playing with yourself. And don't worry, there is no multiplayer. In fact, Trickster swears to Michael that this level will have no killing at all. None! Seriously. Still, Mike doesn't want to play it.
You just don't trust me.
Damn it, now we're stuck with fucking Furlong again. Because of the promise that none will die, Mike decides, fuck it, he'll go into Brainscan and... Remember, Kimberly's actress is actually 24. Eddie Furlong is 15. The FBI came by today to wipe my heart right down. I hope they don't find my jam folder or I'm going downtown. Oh, thank fuck. It's actually necromantic necrophilia. I was worried for a minute. But that was all just a dream! Again. Turns out he hasn't jumped into Brainscan yet, so doing just that, the new mission is to destroy the evidence linking him to Kyle's murder. His footprints near Kyle's house. That's hardly incriminating. They were best friends. And before he killed him. The problem is there are search parties everywhere searching for the murderer, which may have no leads on whatsoever, but fuck it, any excuse to run around in a frenzy of bloodlust is a good one. Congrats, you found Michael outside. Just like you. This makes you know he's the murderer how? Before he can figure out how to work the radio to call it in, though. I swear, this game doesn't know what the fuck it's doing with the difficulty curve. Instead of just heading right home, though, Mike thinks he has to sneak around and look suspicious. Obviously, tensions are high, which leads to another situation Michael had nothing to do with.
Jeez, he's got a gun! Police officer!
The search party shot Hayden's partner, which sends their confusion to a frenzy and their disconnection to reality at a fever pitch, leading to the death and dismemberment of...
They just shot the killer over there. Get out of here.
Or Mike just passes the level. Thanks, Paul Blart. Fucking hell, coloring books are more difficult than this game.
A bit clumsy, but you made it.
I killed somebody.
No, you didn't. He knocked over the bar that knocked the fucking bricks down and killed him. And you could argue that if you weren't there, he'd still be alive, but to say that you killed him is quite a stretch. Problem is, that was only level 3, and this is like one of those classic NES games that has 4 levels of pure hell. I'm pretty sure you've already figured out what the last level is. He must kill Kimberly.
Only you can stop this! Her life or yours! Choose!
Nice camera. They explain that Kimberly saw him come home that night, so she spotted him in his own yard. How incriminating. As this is a game that has no concept of player choice and branching paths, Mike is summoned to Kimberly's room to do the deed. That being murder, of course.
What are you waiting for?
Now, personally, I was waiting for you to show up. You're the entire reason I'm still watching this, Trickster. Mike tries to kill Trickster instead, but this obviously doesn't work, and the simulated Spectre reveals that the truth is that he and Michael are one and the same. And then... that happens! Which turns Michael into Michael Trickster, who is going to kill Kimberly. But the power of love forces Trickster out, because fuck logic at this point.
You lose. Perhaps. But first...
Let me take a selfie. Or we could just say that Hayden just happens to be there and has completely forgotten what Miranda rights are. Yeah! Wait, are we actually supposed to be sad about this? Nah, fuck it. Yeah! What?
Hello there. You've just experienced Brainscan.
Fucking... No. No, 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 no! It was all just a dream! It was all just a fucking goddamn dream! So Michael isn't dead, but decides to destroy hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of entertainment material. Because, well, he's crazy. And Kyle's still breathing. Goody. He also gets up the nerve to talk to Kimberly.
I just wanted to ask one thing.
Okay.
I had a psychotic dream where I tried to kill you, and in it you liked me, so do you really like me? Rather, he asks her to go out with him, and she turns him down. Sorta.
You'll think about it.
Yes.
That's a no. Just move on. But on the plus side, Michael finally has the perfect piece of horror media, which he destroyed in his rampage earlier, but fuck logic. He's got it again so he can show it to the principal for review. Thank fuck. I have no idea how the hell he exists outside the game, but he is the best goddamn thing this movie has to offer, so fuck it, just let him. With that, the story comes to a close. With some credits music that is far too easy to miss here. Anyway, that was Brainscan, and...
Haven't you forgotten something?
oh yeah, whatever did happen to Dogmeat. he's got a new foot. So Brainscan 2 Revenge of Brainscan is literally just a copy and paste of the first game. Fun. Anyway, that was Brainscan. And it's pretty bland overall. The premise is one that has been done several times and usually not very well. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to think that maybe the movies based around the idea of killer video games are just doomed from the start, but I digress. What bothered me most in Brainscan is not the premise, but the bare-bones plot and the unforgivingly boring characters. Michael is dull. His two modes of emotion are moaning and whining. It's said that the director wasn't much a fan of Furlong's acting chops either, and he had to be slapped awake in the morning. Normally I don't buy into stories like this, but after watching his performance in this movie, I find it easy to believe. Of course, it didn't help that the other major characters were either just as dull or had hardly any screen time. Kimberly was seemingly even more introverted, and Kyle, while annoying, was one of the only characters who looked like they knew what the hell fun was, but he spent most of the movie off screen. Or dead. The saving grace of the entire work has to be T. Ryder Smith's performance as the Trickster. Sure, sat next to the rest of these guys, anybody could come off as great, but the way Trickster moved and how Smith gave real character to the performance, it almost made up for the rest of the movie's shortcomings. Hell, I'd actually like a sequel just so we can get more Trickster on screen. Overall, Brainscan is a pretty run-of-the-mill killer video game plot with heavy 90s influence, but only one noteworthy performance. It's a great one, but the whole movie can't be held up by one man alone. Thus, Brainscan comes in at 2 banana mustard finger foods out of 5. It's worth looking up for Trickster alone, but it's not something that I would really recommend if you really want your horror movies to be, what's the word, good. Thank you all for watching. I've been Dr. Shado, and remember, the best way to cover up a murder would be if... God damn it, not again!